So I have a lot of people asking about low profile versus high profile roofs. What's the difference and what's the benefit of one versus the other? So I'm gonna make this quick video just explaining the differences and what they look like on the inside, the outside, how they latch, how they raise, all that good stuff. And just give a quick explanation of each. To begin with, while they're down, you can see the obvious difference between the low profile and the high profile. So when it's down, the low profile has 4 latches on the outside. So they're right here, and you just reach up, they grab onto the rain gutter, and you latch them down. And that's it. These are new, so they're kind of stiff. So you pop them up like that when you're not using them, or to pop the top, I mean. The high profile top has internal latches. There's 1 on each side. It only has 2, not 4 like the low profile top. It has a safety pin. You lower that down and you raise that up. And you stick the safety pin back in there, holding the hook up out of the way so it doesn't catch on anything when you raise it. And that's how you leave it when you're camping. There's 1 on the passenger side. There's 1 on the driver's side. The low profile, or I'm sorry, the high profile is what we're in right now. And you can see the space it has above the bed. So I'm gonna get out a tape measure here. It has 12 inches of storage from the bed to the ceiling all the way to the back. So you don't have any storage on the low profile. On this one you have 12 inches of storage all the way to the very back of the van. And then on the front, right over the driver's and passenger head, so here's the 2 seats, right over the driver's head and the passenger's head, you have that same 12 inches of storage going from right here all the way forward to the very front of the van. So you have storage up here that can make into a kid's bed, and I'll show you that when the top's popped up. And you have storage above. Now another benefit to the high profile roof that the low profile does not have is you have this extra standing room. So when you walk into the van, this is a short wheelbase van, so it's only about 2 feet of standing room. It gives you, it looks like 70. So on the high profile top, you have an extra 70 inches of standing, not extra, you have 70 inches of headroom when the top's down. So when you're on the road and you have the top down and latched, it's 70 inches to the ceiling. Now these 2 bed panels are removable, and you can remove them and store them, and you'll have that extra 70 inches all the way to right there. And so from there forward, these panels removed, you'd have 70 inches of headroom from right behind the driver's seat all the way to about 3 feet from the back door. With the bed panels in place, you have 70 inches in this small area, and you have 12 inches of storage up here and 12 inches of storage up in the very front of the van. I'm gonna back up and see if I can get a better angle of that. So that's the storage over the driver and passenger. Okay, now we're back on the low profile top again, and you have 57 inches of headroom from the ceiling down to the floor. So you just gain about 6 inches, I believe it is. You're gaining 7 inches of headroom in this small space, which over the factory headliner. Now you have no storage above your sleeping bag or your sleeping pad, and you have no storage up over the front. It's tight package to fit everything in there. Same bed panels basically. The bed sizes are a little bit different. I'll go over that once we pop the tops up and see them. But this is how the low profile is finished out. And this one's a window van, the other one's a cargo van. So this is the low profile top going up. They're both on remote controls. There's remote control. We actually use winch remote controls because they're nice and reliable. They work from a distance. They don't stutter or hiccup. They all use our standard hardware with our standard actuators. Both tops do. They're 24-inch actuators. So if anything's ever to fail, it's all stuff we have in stock, or it's easy to acquire, even if you don't get it from us. So now we're popping the high profile. One other difference between the high profile versus the low profile, the geometry is a little stronger on the high profile, so the lifting mechanism has more power to lift. So if you put a boat or something, a canoe or kayaks on top of the high profile top, you're able to leave it up there and pop the top. Where a low profile top, we can mount the racks on there and you can put whatever you want on there when it's down, but you need to unload it to pop it up. They both take about a minute to pop up, give or take. We're going to start off with the high profile top. We have the top open, the windows are open just so we have lots of light. Show you how everything looks in here. Right now I have the bed made up. So as you can see from underneath the bottom of the bed, and this is your area to climb up into bed. And this is looking towards the back of the van, and you can see the 3 bed panels. So, and then you have the smaller front panel up here. They can be used as a kid's bed. On the high profile top, this kid's bed up here is 20 inches by 54 inches, and it can get a cushion that matches these bed cushions, a 3-inch thick foam with the same coverings on them, that's removable. You can zip it off and wash it. You can get that cushion for this, and it can stay in it when the top's closed. You cannot do that with the low profile top. Standing room in the high profile top, from the floor to the ceiling. So right now I'm standing in front of the bed, and from where my feet are, from the floor of the van to the ceiling is 97 inches. The bed is 79 inches long and 54 inches wide. It's a little bit narrower at the back to fit between the hardware, but it's 54 up on this section. I think it's 52, it's an inch narrower on each side. 79 inches long, and from the bed to the ceiling is 41 inches, so you have plenty of room to sit up. You don't have to duck your head, you can get dressed up there. And again, these are both short wheelbase vans, so this area right in here is about 20 inches smaller than what it would be on an extended van. Now we'll go to the low profile van, and we'll video that one. Okay, so again, we're in the low profile top, and I am standing on the floor, and on this van, from where I'm standing to the ceiling is 92 inches. The bed is 79, so it's the same length front to rear, and it's 50 inches wide, so it's 4 inches narrower than a high profile top. Both of these beds, as far as we know, are the widest pop top beds anybody makes. Bed to ceiling height, so from right here up to the ceiling is 38 inches, so it's about 3 inches shorter than the high profile top when it's up. Same thing, you have the first 2 panels are removable and the last one's fixed. So you can stack these up for more standing room. Just to show, you know, how easy it is to remove the bed panels. There's 2 of them with cushions and you can just stack them. They're, you know, fairly light, not real heavy, anybody can do it. And you can stack them in the back. And now you can kind of get a better feel for how much standing room. So if you have a kitchen in here, your kitchen would be right behind the driver's seat there. And you would be open to the top of the van. And we'll go do that with the high profile top, although there's not really any difference between the two. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to stack up the cushions. Set them up out of the way. Show you how much room it gives. I don't have the lights on in here, but that's with the cushions stacked. So with the cushions down in the sleeping position and the top down on a on a regular wheelbase van, that extra standing room, where on the high profile top, now it's so as I'm standing in this opening on a regular body van, the distance from the end of the bed to the front of the paneling here is 23 inches by 50 inches wide. So that's how much extra headroom, where you have that extra height at headroom when everything's made into a bed. Now you can remove these panels and lower the top, and you can have it go all the way to that far rear panel back there and have that all as extra headroom. But when you're using it to camp and you have the bed in here and it's stored and the top's down, this is your extra headroom in your area to use this upper area for storage. On the extended van, it's 43 by 50. 43 by 50, so it's 43 front to rear and 50 wide, with the bed in place. And then if you remove the 2 beds, it gives you 36 extra inches.